Do you ever look back on your life and wish that you could have changed the way that things played out? How you behaved or what you said? Do you wish that you had made a different choice or that things had gone a different way? I suppose I should start off by saying that when I grew up, I lived a relatively quiet and simple life in comparison to a lot of people. Relatively uneventful. I was very happy, and luckily I was never in a situation really where regret came to play. But there was one instance in my life when I was growing up that really taught me everything I now know about regret and what it means to regret something. Now, I went to school, my senior school experience, at a really wonderful school, relatively close to where I live. It was one of the happiest times of my life. I was a very academic person, but more than anything, I loved having the opportunity to perform on a regular basis. It's where I really discovered just how much I loved theatre, in particular musical theatre, and it affirmed to me more than anything that that's what I wanted to do with the rest of my life. Okay, so it wasn't for the rest of my life, but still. And one of the people who was really central in the process of me finding such a love of theatre was one of my teachers. She was incredible, and she taught me throughout my time at school, so from year 7 through to 6th form, and my experiences of having her as a teacher were second to none. She was young, she was funny, she was personable, she talked to us like we were people rather than students, and I appreciated that so much. I came to think of her a lot more as a friend than a teacher. I genuinely think without her, I would have never even thought that it was possible to even approach a career in theatre, let alone get into the drama school that I wanted to and end up making that my job. She believed in me, and I was lucky enough that she cast me in some very good parts in school plays. Towards the end of my time at school, I became quite frustrated because all I wanted was to get out and go to drama school and become a musical theatre performer. And yet every moment that I spent with her in her lessons, I was happy to be there. She really proved to me more than anything that being a teacher is so much more than just imparting basic school knowledge on your students. It's about helping people find who they actually are, and without her, I can safely say I would not be the person that I am today. Flash forward a couple of years, I had got into drama school, my first choice. I had graduated with a first-class honours degree and signed with an agent in my 3rd year during our showcase performance time, and it was an incredibly exciting time in my life. The entire world was at my feet. I was so excited. I was finally doing what I wanted to do. It was around about that time that I got a call from one of the administrative team at my school to tell me that my lovely teacher, whom I had been incredibly close to, had passed away. We had known for a while, even whilst we were still at school, that she had suffered from breast cancer, but it had been in remission. And the last thing that I expected when my life was starting was to hear that someone so young wasn't around anymore. It's one of those moments in life that really shakes you to your very core. Like I said, I hadn't really experienced anything to that level. Luckily, I'm incredibly privileged that I lived the life that I did. I never really had to come up against these kind of emotions as a child or a young person. I really wasn't expecting how impactful that would be. Putting my emotions to one side, because that's not what this video is about, the one thing that has stuck with me from that moment is that I never told her how important she was to me. Through every job that I got, every opening night, every time the audience cheered or clapped, every time I took a bow on stage, to even some non-theatrical successes in life, meeting my husband, for example, getting married, all of these things, I wish that I had had the opportunity to share them with her, tell her just how important that she was to me, just how loved, and that she would never know just how much having her in my life had meant to me, even though our relationship was purely based upon her being a teacher and me being a student. So let me come to my point. Having that experience taught me that regret is something that I am no longer willing to live with. And I do understand that sometimes life throws at us situations that it's impossible for us to not regret them. But what I'm talking about is those small regrets that we feel because for whatever reason we don't feel that we have the time, or we don't feel brave enough to carry out a particular action. I made a point of living without regret as much as I could, as is within my ability. If I love someone, I'm unashamed to tell them that I love them. If I feel proud of someone, if someone's made me happy, if someone's brought me joy, if I'm feeling that in that particular moment, I will tell the person that I'm with. Because living with regret, even that one big regret, I would give anything for the opportunity to sit down with her and tell her everything that she meant to me. I just wanted to share that because I think it's one of the most important things that I've come to learn within the last nearly 30 years of my life. Fear is temporary, regret is forever. Thanks for listening, guys.